Okay, so today we're gonna be making a little Chinese good luck bracelet. There is a charm in the center and it says on there, Fu. Fu means blessing in Chinese. It's a common letter that you will see in many of the Chinese decorations for that reason. All right, so to start, we're going to have a cord for 36 inches. So I've already pre-cut this for 36 inches. I'm gonna fold it in half, and I kind of just want to know where the center is. So I'm gonna pinch the center right here and just make a little knot so that I know exactly where I need to place my knot. So this is purely just for marking the location. All right, so to start, we're going to make this little simple knot. We're gonna have a little piece of straw, and you're going to place a cord on the bottom of the straw. And then I'm going to wrap onto itself 5 times. So I put my hand right here to hold it in place, and then I wrap once, twice, 3, 4, 5. Now it's got 5 loops, and then I'm just gonna rotate this thing around so that I'm going to have my left strand on the left side of the straw, and I'm gonna have the right side on the right side of the straw. Make sure you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your straw. And then I'm going to thread the right strand into the straw. Once I do that, I'm gonna turn it back around. The goal is to make a knot right here. So what I'll do now is I'm going to slide slowly all my loops towards the left side of my straw, the end of the straw, and I'm also yanking on this a little bit in the meantime. And then I'm going to hold on to all the loops and take out my straw. Now you can see there's a distance between the knot here and where you want the knot to be. So what I'm going to do is hang on to my loops and just slightly massage it, and then pull the right strand a little bit and keeps moving it towards that direction. All right, so now I'm pretty close. So then I'm going to just pull on my right strand to tighten the knot. All right, now we can take off the knot that we did on the other side. And now we're going to thread the charm in here. I'm going to turn it around since I'm right-handed, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Put the cord under the straw, hold the tip, and do it 5 times. And again, when you rotate it, make sure you've got 5 loops on your straw. And here's your left strand. And I hold it, and I put this through. And this is really the part that you want to kind of be careful. You want to maintain the way the loops are and push it towards where you want it to be as close as you can, and then slide it off. And just be kind of careful when you're pulling, otherwise sometimes the loops wouldn't really turn out the way it's meant to be. This charm has a really large hole in the center, so the tip of the knot kind of gets under a little bit, and that's okay. So you might want to just make this second knot kind of snug and make sure it's really close to the charm. All right. When you're done with this, you're going to add a couple more beads and repeat the same process. You just basically thread it through one side. When you're done with the beads on both sides, this is what you end up. Now, there are two different closing options. First one is we place one single knot. It's a slip knot. So basically one side is movable and you could tighten it this way. So it goes from this and you tighten it. The second option is you do two knots and then you will be adjustable like this. This one's a little bit more difficult and it does require somebody else to put the bracelet on for you versus the one with the tail. You would be able to do that yourself. So now we're going to try to show you how that's done. So you have the two strands. So lay it like this, so the right side is going away from you, like so. I hold it together with my finger right here. And this one is gonna go over and wrap around like this. It's gonna go over again to form two little loops on top. And then I'm going to thread this into the two ears that I formed earlier. And then you just pull on it, and you do kind of have to try and see which one is the one that goes with that strand. So if you pull on one side, it's not gonna do anything. You pull on the other side and it's gonna tighten. So that's the one that you want to do. Once you've tightened the knot, you could try it out. And now it's got your adjustable slip knot. If you feel like the knot is not at the location that you want it to be, for example, in this case, I prefer the knot to be here rather than there, then you can just loosen the knot carefully to where you will want it to be and retighten it. Now it's more towards the center. And of course, this depends on how big your wrist actually is. Make sure it works okay. we would just basically do one more bead at the end if you want, and tie a little simple knot and cut the excess cord off. If you want to do this one, it's basically the same thing, except that you'll be placing 2 knots exactly the same way to make both sides adjustable. But like I said, this one is a little bit more tricky to figure out exactly where your knot placement actually needs to be. So I recommend using a single knot.